So here I have my integrated program plan linked to a central resource pool, which in MS Project terms is a master schedule that contains physical sub-projects. Now I've included a link in the description to the video which shows you how I created this plan. Now, project plans demonstrate evidence of control. The purpose of any plan is to inform you if you will deliver your scope successfully to time and cost. After all, slippage, when it happens, is predicted, as in it's communicated clearly and understood before it happens, and can be proactively managed before it becomes a material problem. Now, there are many reports available to us in MS Project that provide live information on the progress, cost and resources, and I encourage you to explore and experiment with these reports, which can be found on the report ribbon. So here you can see dashboards, resource reporting, cost and progress. Now, for the purposes of today's video, we will focus on the dashboards, specifically the project overview. And we are going to take elements from other reports and combine them with our project overview, and we're going to customize it based on this project overview template to provide a program overview. If I go to reports, you can see here's the custom program overview report that I've created, and here I can see the percentage of my program duration completed. I can see the program cost, remaining cost, if there's going to be a cost variance at estimate at completion. I can see my program level milestones that are important to my stakeholders and whether there are any variances there. I can see percentage complete against my individual projects. I can see the cost status of my projects, i.e. actual cost, remaining cost against baseline. I can also see, based on all my projects, whether I've got any resource issues here as far as over allocation, and I can also see if I've got any problem tasks against those individual projects. This is all completely dynamic, so I can take this information directly from here, copy it. Here I've got a blank PowerPoint where I can just paste that in like so, and then I can take this information, this chart here, and I can play with the design of that chart and reformat it if I wish, change the type of chart, and so on. So if you want to know how to create this completely dynamic report that is updated based on live project data, keep watching. Let's do this. So I'm creating this report within the master schedule, or my integrated program plan that's made up of my 4 sub-projects here. So within the report dashboard project overview, this is the template, our base template that we are going to start from. So I'm going to rename this to my program overview here and click OK, and I'm going to hit save every so often. I'm just going to say yes to all and do OK. Now within this particular milestones due, it's showing me all the milestones at the moment, and because this is a program level, I only want to see program level milestones. So here I am going to do program level milestones. So program milestones that are coming soon. Perfect, that's what I want. However, I need to change this filter. So when I click on this table here, On the right hand side you'll see all the fields and the filters and how it's grouping. Now if you don't see this on the right hand side, the way that you get it to appear is just right click on the elements within the report and say show field list, and it'll bring it up here. So at the moment the filter that it's applying is up and coming milestones. So I need to create a filter, a custom filter, to only show program level milestones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Gantt chart, the view, and I'm going to go to the filter here and do more filters. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to utilize the existing filters. So the filter that we're looking for is the up and coming milestones. So there it is. So I'm going to select that and do copy. And I'm just going to call this program up and coming milestones, and I want it to show in the menu. And I'm going to add one more piece of criteria as far as the filter selection. So I'm going to do and here on the next row, and I'm going to look at, and if I put N, because we've got a custom number field called milestone level, and I'm going to say it equals program level. Now this is a custom field that we created when I built the IPP, and I'll include a link to that video within the description so you can see how I did that. And I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to close. I'm not going to apply it. Then I'm going to go to my report. Because I've renamed that report now to program overview, if I go to my custom, there's my program overview there. And I'm going to change the filter. So select this table, and I'm going to change that filter now to the new filter that I've created, which is going to be program up and coming milestones. And there it is. If I select that, you can now see it's only showing my program level milestones. Perfect. Now what I want to do is add one more piece of information, because I want to understand if there are any variances against these milestones, i.e. are they slipping, and I want to be able to see that. So I'm going to add a variance data to this table here. So on my duration element with this selected, I'm going to expand that, and I'm going to add finish variance. So if I tick that, it'll add it to the end. Perfect. There we go. So that's my milestones piece and table done. Next, I'm going to look at this percentage complete. So this is percentage of duration complete, and what I want to see in here are my individual projects. And the way that I'm going to do that, so let's just change this wording here. So again, every so often I'm going to hit save, do yes to all, and within this description here I am going to do just redo this wording. Status of all projects within build computers program. Right, so this here now I want to change how this is organized, i.e. the chart information. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my, on the field list over here, I'm going to change the group by to group by project name. And again, this is another custom group that's been created, a group by. So if I go into my Gantt chart, tracking Gantt, go view, go group by and do more groups. See this project here, if I just go into it and select edit, all I've done is created a group by project name. That project name is my my text field, a custom text field here I've created. And again, within the IPP video, how to create a master schedule and integrated program plan video, that's where I created this custom field. And again, there should be a link in the description to that video so you can see how I've done that. And within that group by, I've got it project name and ascending, so it's sorting it in ascending order. So again, if I cancel that, go back to my reports, and then to custom program overview. And just one thing I wanted to point out here, the project overview, because it is a base template, that's still there. We haven't changed that, we can't change that. So again, go back to report, custom program overview. So as soon as we rename that, we created this custom report here. So on here, if I do group by project name, it's now filtering or grouping the information by project. Now, because within our project filter, if I go back to the Gantt chart, you can see that we've got build a computer program label here as well, and also on the end milestone. So we don't want to include those within the chart. So again, custom report, program overview. So I don't want to include these. So at the moment, we've got all active tasks. So I want to create a custom filter, so it'll filter this out. But again, I'm going to use the active task filter as my base. I'm going to copy it, and then like I did with the milestones, add another element to it. So again, Gantt, view, filters, do more filters, and where we've got this active tasks, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to call this IPP active tasks, like so. And all I'm going to add to this, so we've got where it's active equals yes, I'm going to add another filter constraint on this. I'm going to do and I'm going to go to my, if I do T for text, there we can see that custom field that we created when I was building the IPP. I'm going to select that, and this time I'm going to say it does not equal build computer program, and I'm going to save it. I'm not going to apply it. I'm then going to go back to my report ribbon, custom program overview. I'm going to select this again here, and I'm going to change this active tasks to IPP active tasks. And there you go, it's now got rid of that build a new computer. So now I've got my 4 projects there, and that is my percentage complete. Done. Next, I want to add some cost information on here. So I'm going to add, what is my overall costs, what's my remaining costs, and do I have any variance? And I'm going to place it over here. And I'm not going to create it from scratch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and this, and I'm going to move it down. Now, one thing to bear in mind with these tables here is don't put things underneath them. So don't put any other chart element underneath these, because these expand. So you need to watch that, because otherwise it'll overlap each other. So you need to leave below any kind of table where it's got potential to expand in rows. You need to leave it empty below, like I've done here and here. So what I'm going to utilize is I'm going to go to my report, and I'm going to go to my dashboard, and I've got a cost overview here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch some information or some elements from this report. So I'm going to take this, the cost and remaining cost, and I'm going to take this cost status where it's showing me the remaining cost, actual cost, and baseline cost by program here. But I'm going to turn this again, like I did with the percentage complete. I'm going to make it by project. So first of all, I'm going to select this, hold down the control key and select that, and do control copy. And I'm going to go to report, custom report, and program overview, and I'm going to then do control V to paste this. Let's just move that down to there. Perfect. But I need to move these down a little bit more to make room for my any variance that I may have. So if I just move this down, I'm then going to copy one of these and do control copy, and again paste, and I'm just going to put that there below. And what I'm going to do is, again, on with this selected, over on the field list, I'm going to tick the cost variance first, and then I'm going to untick remaining cost. And there you go. Now I've got that right as far as, and you'll see that the headings automatically change. I can go into here and I can, you know, right click on it and change the fields, etc. But I'm going to leave it as is far as the formatting is concerned for the purposes of today's exercise. And I'm going to again just move this to tidy things up. Is I'm just going to move this back up like so. Done. So that's my cost summary information on the left hand side. Done. Next, I'm going to add the cost summary by project chart. So again, I'm going to go to reports, ribbon, dashboard, cost overview. I'm going to select that, hold down my control key, select that. No, I don't want that one. I want this. There you go. And that. And I'm going to copy. I'm then going to go back to report, custom report, program overview, selecting here, and I'm going to paste that chart. So let's just move it to here for now. And I'm going to change this description here. It's more meaningful. Cost status by project within build computers. There you go. Cost status by project within build computers program. And again on this, I am going to change the group by to my project name. And again, I don't want this here, so again use that custom filter that we created, IPP active tasks, like so. I'm happy with that. What I will do is I'm going to just add here data labels, and what I will do is I've got remaining series selected here. With that, I'm going to go to chart design, add element, data label. I'm going to do it center, like so. I am then going to again select here, right click, form data labels. I'm going to change this to actual here, and again on the element I'm going to do data labels, and I'm going to make that center. It should be 0 at the moment. And then finally here again I'm just going to select a data element, and I'm going to select this one, which is the baseline, And again, I'm going to do add chart element, and it's going to be center, like so. Right. I'm going to do that above. There you go. Now I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this and that, and let's just move that to there for now, out the way. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it to here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make, there you go. Wonderful. So those are my two charts, and that's my cost status chart. Done. And again, next, I'm going to do something with these late tasks here. Let's look at that. I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller, the view, so I can see more of my layout. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it to there, like so. Again, let's move this down like so. Make these, I want this to be a little bit bigger so it stands out a little bit more. Yeah. Again, just gonna make it a little bit smaller so I can just move some things around here. Like that, because I want this to be also same size as that. Gosh, great. Now let's just move this down some more, move this down some more. Wonderful. Now let's just make that a little bit bigger so I can see. Get rid of some things on here. So first of all, I want the project name to be on this late task here. And again, I want this to be, so let's go down to other fields, expand that, go into custom, and I want to add this project name like so. So you can see the project name's now been added there. I'm also then, what I want to do is I want to build this out again. So I'm going to take all the other fields off that I've got, so I can shrink that down and just go along and take the other fields off. Like so. Get rid of duration. I'm going to get rid of the start. I'm going to get rid of finish. Resource names I don't want, and I'm going to get rid of that. So now I've only got project name there. Yeah. Great. Now I want this to be wider, so I'm going to make it a little bit wider, like so. So with this selected, I'm then going to re-add those fields. So I want the name back, so I've got the name. I want the finish date on there. I also want to know, so shrink down the date. I want the duration. So I want what the duration is, and I also want to know what on the duration, I want to know what the finish variance is on there. So that works for me. Now, as far as the filter on this, I'm going to change it to a different filter, because I want to know not only what tasks are late, as in they haven't started by either the system date or the state, using the status date, which is my preference, is I want to understand if anything's potentially slipping in the future as well. I want to see those on here. So I'm going to change this filter to be, I want it to be slipped and late tasks. So again, if I look, there we go. So slipped and late progress, that's the one I want. I'm just going to change that filter like so. I'm then going to just change this description here. I'm going to say past due or slipping as my description, like so. So that's now my late tasks done. So the last thing that I want to add now is my over allocated resources. So I'll now go to my report ribbon again, and this time I'm going to go to my resources options, and I'm going to choose over allocated resources, and the one that I want here is this particular chart. So I'm going to copy that and the chart itself and copy. I'm going to go back to report, custom, program overview, and I'm going to select and paste that chart there like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this just a little bit bigger so I can see. And again, I'm just going to change some things on here. So I want this to group by. So again, when we was building the project plans, and I'll put a link into build a project plan within the description. Within the resource group, we use the resource group column to identify capability, project management, technical resource, assembler, etc. So I want it to group the information by group within this chart. So in here, I'm going to choose resource group. So I've changed the way that is then grouping, so I can see over allocation by capability fundamentally. And up here, I'm just going to go a little bit bigger, and I'm going to change this to be resource over allocation, and again within this field I'm just going to change this to be, and there you go, over allocated resources within the build computer program. If I make the view zoom out a little bit here, now we are almost done. As you can see, everything's there. We just need to change this title here. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to highlight that there. I'm going to change that to program, like so. Then I want to highlight it, right click on it, change the font to something smaller. Let's take it down to about 28, I'd say. That'll do. Okay, perfect. Then shrink that down. Make sure nothing's overlapping anywhere. There you go. Job done. It's now ready to go. Now, of course, as you start to get data in here, you can start to make some of these. So if I make, you know, if I take this, make it slightly smaller like so. And you can play around with the column sizes so you can fit more in, like I've just done there. If I make it a little bit bigger so I can see it. And again, same with the late tasks. Once you've got data in there, you can play around with the column widths just to make it fit. So there is the program overview status report. And what you'll need to do as a program manager or as the PMO that's running this is that you get your individual project managers to update their individual projects with slippage and progress in line using the status date functionality in line with your reporting cycle. And then you yourself, when you are looking to capture this information and maybe use some of this information in PowerPoints and packs for your stakeholders, is you will need to go into your project information here and change your status date accordingly to the appropriate reporting cycle. But there you go. That's how you create a custom program report. And I would encourage you to have a play around with other things. You can see there's lots of ideas. You can create them and build them from scratch, or do what I've done is I've repurposed elements from other reports to include in one overview report. And here, if I jump back over to the version where we've got actual data being reported against it, and this is with progress being reported against my individual project plan. So remember, the project managers need to report their progress against their project plans, and you need to move your project status date in line with the reporting cycle. And there you have it. There's your project status report. And all I've done is I just played around with some of the wording, but all the primary things that you need to do I've just shown you, and then you can just play around with the look and feel and the size of those things and how they appear. So I hope you found that helpful. As I say, I encourage you to play around with all the reports on here and create your own custom reports. So thank you for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe to this channel so I can bring you more content like this. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye bye now.